One of my secret sex techniques. It's underrated, underappreciated, underutilized, and it works really well. One of my secret sex techniques, I'll get to that. Um, I really appreciate all the feedback. If you like these podcasts, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, share it, tell your friends. You can leave me comments. I've turned the comments on. If you get something personal you want to talk about, you can always email or text or get in touch with me that way. So, what is my secret mystery sex technique? It's holding hands. Now, when you look at the human body, we have different places where there are huge clusters of nerves. So, your face, your genitals, your feet, and your hands. Think about how sensitive your hands are. There are so many nerves so that we have all this fine motor skill. Um, your hands are an amazing tool to have in your sexual toolbox for foreplay, for communication, for a lot of things. If you look at the history of, say, like the handshake. So the handshake was in the days when people carried swords. So if I held your hand and you held my hand, I couldn't draw my sword. So it was originally a sign of peace or safety. It also became a macho thing. I squeeze your hand, you squeeze my hand. We see who's got the stronger grip, and people always say that he's got a firm handshake or whatever. But with your lover, with your partner, holding hands can be really amazing. There's so many different ways to do it. You can hold the whole hand. You can hold, clasp the fingers. Um, there's so many places you can do it. When you're out on a walk, you reach over, you hold your partner's hand. Movie theater, you're in the car. There's lots of ideas, lots of places. Um, for me, I try to change it up. Sometime I try to hold, individual fingers. That way the sensation is, me and my partner and me and my partner and me and my partner. There's lots of ways to do that. Sometime I'll put my hand on top using my palm. Sometime I'll put my hand on the bottom and I'll actually pull her fingers down a little bit and pull her palm onto my palm. And again, it's not about strength. I don't want to grab too hard and I don't want to grab too soft. I want to find the right way. One thing that's really interesting is the little finger. So in Chinese medicine and acupuncture, you get the pericardium meridian. Basically, you can think of it as an electrical wire going from your heart out to the outside of your arm to the little finger, or you can think of it as a wire at the little finger going all the way to the heart. Um, I think about it when your kids used to do the pinky swear. I mean, technically, you're swearing heart to heart. Sometimes just hold your partner's pinky to pinky, or hold their finger, or any of their fingers, or the whole hand, or part of the hand. It is absolutely a turn on. I've heard from some women that they've had partners that never held their hand or didn't know how to hold their hand. Um, I mean, holding hands can be like a question and answer or getting feedback. You're holding hand, you're sending messages. You're also receiving messages. There's lots of erotic messages I can give and receive just by holding hands. Sometimes two hands on one, sometimes holding two hands. There's so many variations. And it doesn't have to lead to full-blown sex. It can be just a reassurance with your partner or let your partner know, you're thinking sexy thoughts about them. Holding hands, once that becomes opened up, you can do it as foreplay. You can do it before you're having, you know, full-blown amazing sex. You can hold hands while you're having sex. There's lots of ways you can hold one or two hands. And then after, when it's all said and done, sometime maybe you're too tired for any more, you know, romping around, swinging in through the trees sex, but there's always energy to hold hands. What I like to tell women is, you know, you got to kind of train uh, the men sometimes how to hold hands. Um, you know, women, if you just reach over and you grab a guy's manhood, that's a way to get him to go 0 to 60. The problem is sometime from 60, it's quickly back to 0. If you want to build intensity, you also have to take the lead in that. You can start to hold your man's hand. You can start to train them up like that, and then you work your way to, you know, the other parts that men and women want to be holding on to and feeling and touching and communicating with. Make sure your hands are clean. Make sure they're dry. If you get sweaty palms or whatever, you know, wipe them off and explore. I can't emphasize this enough. In future podcasts, I'm going to give you some more techniques that might be a little more in line with what you're thinking of sex, but there's a million ways to make love. A million. There's so many depths and levels to communication. I really encourage you, know about your hand, know about your partner's hand, start to utilize that. You will be pleasantly surprised. They will be, you know, pleasantly and pleasurably surprised, and it's a whole nother facet. Um, so if the world could just hold hands and you know, spread a little more love, I think we'll all be a little more happy. So until then, I hold my hand for me. I hold my hands for you. Leave me a comment and get out there and start having some sex.